goes, see if it lets me start. And it says we're live. So if you're watching on YouTube, I don't see a picture up there yet, but it says we are live on YouTube. So you may just have audio or whatever. But overall, it is cooler out there than it's been a couple of days. As a matter of fact, we had a couple of mornings, Monday and Tuesday, with record warm low temperatures. And then this morning, not this morning, but yesterday morning's low temperature, Wednesday's, was warm enough, but it dropped below 62 degrees by midnight. And we ended up basically with another day that day wasn't a record low temperature, okay? And of course, you can see me now. Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer here. Whoops, got to turn off a couple lights to make the color temperature right. And this is what we've got. Turfway Park. The International Airport is right there. A few patches of cloud cover up here, and basically a sky that is in the process of clearing around the tri-state. Okay, so if you are heading down to TQL Stadium for the MLS Cup playoffs, they're playing New York City FC again. Tailgating, 60 degrees. It starts at 4 o'clock Saturday, 60 for the kickoff, and we're looking at halftime around 58, so it begins to cool off, and it'll be in the low 50s as you head home from TQL Stadium. So it looks like a great, great day for that other kind of football. We know it is soccer. Nothing to talk about right there. Airport temperatures at 7 p.m. It dropped to 56 at CVG. Look at Hamilton, the Butler County Regional Airport down there in the Great Miami River Valley at 52, Middletown at 50. It's already down to 43 in Richmond, 49 in Shelbyville, 48 in Washington Courthouse, and still 60 over in Ashland, Kentucky. So we are talking about a chilly night. It's going to cool off into the upper 30s in many locations around the tri-state. So by 11 p.m., if you're heading out this evening, by 11 p.m., we're looking at temperatures in the low 40s to upper 40s around the tri-state, where there's a little bit more cloud cover off to the south, in the low 50s by 11 p.m. And as we head through the night, a few high thin clouds off to the south. Temperatures in most locations drop into the upper 30s, and then some spots will stay right around that 40-degree mark. But we haven't had, it's not that cold. It's not that far from normal for this time of year. We just haven't had very much chilly weather for a while around the tri-state. And then during the day tomorrow, back up into the 60s with some high thin cloud cover. So this evening, it's 56 right now. We're going to drop to 47 by 11 p.m. The sun set at 5:32, so it's almost 2 hours ago. Overnight, look for a low temperature of about 38 degrees. Sunrise is at 7:12. All right, and tomorrow the high temperature should make it up to 64 degrees, and that'll be right around 4 o'clock, and it should be a really nice day tomorrow. Again, partly cloudy to sunny skies in the tri-state. Okay, and so that kind of summarizes what's going on there. I forgot to put something in the rundown here that I wanted to talk about. So I'm looking for it right now while you're looking at, okay, here it is. Okay, now this particular graphic will show you what I was talking about when I mentioned record warm low temperatures. You know, we always talk about record temperatures in TV weather because it's kind of a news-making thing. I mean, in the summer, if you have a record high, that means it's hot and it's hotter than it's ever been before on that date. If you have a record low in winter, it's bitterly cold in most cases. And again, a record means it's never been colder on that date. However, there's other kinds of records. So record low and record high, those are extremes. But the record cold low is one thing, the record warm low is another, and the record cold high. Also some things that we use. And so here we go. Let's take a look at these. Monday morning, the low temperature hit 61 degrees in CVG. The old record was 60, set back in 1977. Tuesday morning, the low temperature was 62 in Cincinnati. The old record was 61, set that back in 2017. And then Wednesday, the low temperature in the morning was about 63, 64 degrees. However, these low temperatures are based on a 24-hour clock, so the low temperatures most of the time in the morning. But when you're talking about the low temperature, you're talking about the lowest temperature that was observed in a 24-hour period. So that could be in the morning, and most of the time it is. Or it could be, you know, if you have a cold front in the winter coming through and the temperatures drop, it could be in the afternoon, or it could be just before midnight. And so we were in really good shape to tie or break this record, also set back in 1977, but at 11:59 a.m., 11:59, 1 minute before midnight, well, we dropped to 60, and that ruined our chances of setting another record warm low temperature in the tri-state. So and we don't have anything like that coming our way for a while now. We're going to see temperatures stay pretty chilly for quite some time around the area. Okay, let's take a look at what one of the models that we have says. Okay, now this is starting at 7:10 a.m. tomorrow morning, it's Friday, and look at that system out to the west. Now, don't let this worry you too much. You see this snow out here. Remember, this is in the higher elevations of the mountains. And even if you see the snow move out here into western parts of Kansas and western Nebraska, most of you may not know this. I went to grad school in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, about here, but learned a lot about Nebraska. There are parts of western Nebraska, especially right in this area, that are higher than Denver. Okay, so they're more than a mile high. And when you raise the elevation up that high, the air can cool off a lot more, and you can get snow much more easily than you can get here in Cincinnati. That's under 1,000 feet generally around the tri-state. So don't let this snow worry you. It's because of the mountains. It's not going to happen at low elevations. And most of this system is going to move off to the north and east like this. So let's go back to full screen. I'll let you see which way it goes. Okay, we started, and there you see. See it spinning around and heading off to the north, and the snow really kind of dissipates. For us, it's just a surge of warm, moist air coming into the tri-state. Now that's Sunday at 2:10 a.m., okay? And so Sunday morning, we're looking at rain closing in on the tri-state. We forward to 6:10 a.m., and you can see the rain's moving in. So most people, I would assume, get up after 6 a.m. on Sunday, and looks like if you're heading out to services or whatever, you'll have some wet roads and rain to contend with, because by the time we get to 9:40 a.m., almost the entire tri-state is getting rainfall. And notice the darker green here means some of that's moderate rain. So it's going to be a wet start to Sunday. It looks like it stays pretty wet. This is 9:40 a.m., so that's still in the morning. And if we watch what happens here, it stays pretty wet most of the day. This is 7:50 p.m. We still have rain in the area, but it's finally beginning to move out. It does move out, and we end up with dry weather in the area by Monday morning. We head through the week. You see that there we have Thursday, another chance of rainfall. It looks like it arrives this time in the afternoon. And that rain, another system that could bring us a good soaking rain. Now, we really do need it. Even though we're past the growing season, most gardens are now shut down for the winter. You still need adequate moisture for those root systems. You want adequate moisture when planting time or the beginning of spring begins. And so we are ending up with a number of weather systems that'll bring us some rain. So we had a little bit of rain, about a quarter to a third of an inch in most locations earlier in the week. We've got some rain on Sunday, and we've got some rain coming in on Thursday. And so we're going to begin to recharge that system, and you can see then it pushes off to the south and east. So this evening, 56 right now, dropping by 11 p.m. to 47 with a clear sky. Overnight, that low again down to 38 degrees, and tomorrow, look for that high at 64. You know, it's in such a big, often what happens, we were off for a few days, and I'll explain that to you again. On Monday, we were off because they had to reconfigure the streaming center here for our election coverage here at Fox 19 now. Okay, they did that. Tuesday, we were off from this show because election coverage took precedent, and they were on, you saw Rob and Jessica on most of the evening from here. So that was a Tuesday. Wednesday morning they had a Bengals show to record, and everybody was tied up, and they just didn't have time to get the configuration redone for the streaming center, so we didn't make it Wednesday, but we're back today. So and nothing else should interrupt us for a while. So we're back to our regular schedule, 7:15 today, tomorrow, noon tomorrow, and then for the weekends, 10:15 a.m. now for Saturday and Sunday mornings, and then 6 p.m. for Saturday and Sunday evenings. Now 10:15, we moved that from 11 a.m. Our original thought a lot of people would get up, begin to do things slowly, or go to services and come back from services and need some weather information. And we thought 11 o'clock would be the best time. we got some feedback from people that said it'd be better if we moved it earlier. So just like our other streaming shows, this will occur almost immediately after our morning news. And tomorrow morning, or Saturday morning at 10:15, Sunday morning at 10:15, live right here. And this weekend it will be Ashley Smith. Okay, so, and again, I don't know how I lost all these things or why they didn't show up, but let's go ahead and try again. All right, there we go. Here's the latest. This is updated, a daily graphic that's updated from the Climate Prediction Center. And it says between now, or between the 13th and the 17th, I should say, warmer than normal temperatures will continue around the tri-state. We go to the second half of their forecast that goes out to the 21st of November. It stays warmer than normal. And then this is the 3 to 4 week outlook that was done last Friday. It will be updated tomorrow, and we'll have the latest for you tomorrow. But it's saying warmer than normal all the way up to the 5th of December. Okay? Precipitation-wise from the Climate Prediction Center, we're on the edge of near normal to slightly wetter than normal through the 17th. A big area of higher than normal precipitation forms out west through the 21st, and I think most of the Fox 19 Now viewing areas slightly more precipitation than normal. And this is the one that was done again last Friday. We were kind of on the edge of above normal precipitation for weeks 3 to 4, which goes out to December 5th. And we'll see what they say tomorrow. I think they're probably going to expand the area of above normal precipitation to cover most of us. So I'm thinking for the new one, which I haven't seen yet, and nobody's seen, they haven't done it yet, I'm thinking that above normal to near normal around the tri-state. Okay, here's your 7-day forecast. Look at that beautiful photograph of downtown Cincinnati from Rick Barge. He sent it to us a couple years ago. And that's just gorgeous. I believe that's more than likely from up in Devou Park or near there anyway in northern Kentucky. Devou Park's a great park, by the way, if you've never been there. Okay, Friday, mostly sunny, some high thin clouds and 64. FC Cincinnati and the University of Cincinnati both play on Saturday. Sunday, we've got rain and breezy conditions in the forecast. And it looks like an all-day rain. If you've got outdoor plans on Sunday, get the rain gear ready. Or if you can switch your outdoor plans from Sunday to Saturday, that might be the best bet. For Veterans Day, partly cloudy and 62. Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have highs in the 60s, dropping to a high in the 50s on Thursday. And then chance of showers starting Wednesday evening, continuing on into Thursday. Okay, now we also have high school football on Friday. And it's looking pretty good. We're talking about 57 for kickoff, 49 at halftime. Chilly, dropping into the low and mid 40s for late in the game in your homebound trip. So keep that in mind. If you're going to a high school football game, dress up because it can get pretty chilly in those stands when temperatures are like this. Okay, Saturday, FC Cincinnati plays. I already showed you the forecast for that, but we also have the University of Cincinnati playing. And if you happen to be a UC fan and you're going to Bearcat football, they are playing West Virginia. Starts at noon. 49 for tailgating, 59 at noon for the kickoff, and about 63 at halftime, into the low and mid 60s for later in the game. All right, Sunday is the rain, and then Monday is Veterans Day with a high of 62. And then again, we have showers beginning Wednesday evening into Thursday. Now here's beyond the 7-day forecast, and here's what we're looking at. The Friday the 15th should be dry. Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th should both be dry. So we're looking at 3 days in a row that are dry weather. And then we go back into a wet pattern. We're going to have more and more frequent wet episodes, it looks like, as we head into the winter. And you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that's the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, all have the chance of some rainfall around the tri-state. Now those high temperatures have slipped. We're no longer in the upper 70s or anything, but we have the coldest one, 54, the warmest one, about 63, and the morning lows dip into the 30s every once in a while. But even though that's chilly, that is basically really more close to normal. So let's go ahead and take a look at that graphic. The 7-day plus, we're going to put the high temperatures on here. We put the low temperatures and then add the normal lines. And you can see that every single one of those high temperatures is warmer than normal. Every single one of those low temperatures is warmer than normal, except for the very first one right here. This one is at normal. So 14 days in a row with only one day at normal. 14 days in a row, every single day is warmer than normal. Now, again, if you look at this, that's a forecast a half a month out, okay? The detailed forecast half a month out, and that would have been considered a fool's errand when I first started in TV back in 1977, okay? When we were starting to do forecasting back in the late 70s, you'd be lucky, if this was Monday, you'd be lucky to be right on Thursday, and that we only went out 3 days. However, with models and all that and all the changes in the technology and meteorology, what you end up with is the ability to go out this far. Now, this could be off by quite a bit. The farther away you get from now, the more and more of an error that's built into this. But this would be considered a miracle then. And the takeaway isn't that, oh, I've got plans on Sunday the 17th, it'll be 62 and a low of 44. The takeaway here is if you look at the whole thing and look at the trend, there is no sign of any kind of winter blast of cold air or snow coming our way yet through the 21st of November. And right now, the way it's looking, I'd be surprised to see snow come our way even a short time after that. Some of the models are starting to show getting a little unsettled up in the Arctic. But right now, at least through the 21st of the month, we don't have any sign of any kind of winter weather moving on into the tri-state. Okay, let me see here. What do I have? I want to go to Facebook comments and see what's going on here. Okay. Melvin Stone Street. I'm not sure what you're saying here, Melvin. But this weekend's going to be nice. A little bit of rain, though, on Sunday. Sunday is not the day to plan outdoor activities. It's Saturday. Rachel Turco, any severe weather to expect anytime soon? No, Rachel. As a matter of fact, not only do we not have any kind of winter weather coming our way through the 21st, we don't see anything that would make us think severe weather is on the way either. We can't rule out a few claps of thunder as we head into Thursday of next week, but nothing that's anywhere near severe, nothing like summertime severe weather. Okay, those are the only two comments out there right now. So I'll tell you what, let me go back here. Let me go back starting with the evening forecast, and we'll go back over the forecast stuff, and then we will call it a day if there are no more comments or questions or anything. So let's see. I've got to see what I'm looking at here. All right, I will load the evening forecast, and as soon as that appears behind me, I'll take it full screen so you can see it better. All right, so here is the forecast for this evening. We should drop to about 47 by 11 p.m. Now, we had 53 in as a 7 p.m. temperature. It's 56, so we're a little bit off there. But you might wonder, so why would we have 53 in the forecast and have it actually be 56? Well, one of the things you'll learn when you forecast in Cincinnati, in any city that you go to forecast for, every city has its own peculiarities. One of the peculiarities in Cincinnati is you get winds just out of the right direction, it'll take warm air from the city, blow it across the river valley to CVG and keep the temperature up, and that's what's happening. North winds here, I mean, as the winds come out of the north, they kind of spread out and push some warm air to CVG. So that's probably what's going on right there. But it'll catch up. It's how much it's going to cool is going to increase a little bit. Okay, then sunrise at 7:12 tomorrow. We've got 38 for the overnight low. So a chilly start to your Friday. I keep wanting to say Saturday because I just want it to be the weekend so badly. 64 the high temperature at 4 p.m. Tomorrow. So that's a nice day, and that's warmer than normal. And again, here is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Warmer than normal. It stays warmer than normal through the 21st. It stays warmer than normal according to the Climate Prediction Center through the 5th of December. And this particular forecast graphic will be updated tomorrow afternoon, and I'll have it for you at 7:15. Okay, 13th through the 17th of November, near to a slightly above normal precipitation. 15th to the 21st, pretty much a little bit above normal precipitation around the area. And then this is the graphic on the precipitation side that will be updated tomorrow. And it put a bullseye out, a kind of an elongated bullseye out to the west of above normal precipitation. I think they'll expand that, and will probably be included up to the 5th of December in an area with above normal precipitation. Go to the 7-day forecast, and there you see a low tonight of 38, high tomorrow of 64, 41 and 63 for Saturday. Now, if you're a high school football fan and your team is playing, I guess it's playoff time in most areas, here's what you can expect. Kickoff around 57, 49 by halftime, down into the low half of the 40s. So it looks like chilly but great weather for evening football on Friday for high schools. I've always the kind, whenever I think back to a high school football game when I was in high school, it always seemed like we were in coats and hats and gloves, and that's the kind of weather that I think of as football weather. Okay, so that is for high school football. FC Cincinnati does play. We'll look at that forecast in a minute. Let's look at the forecast for UC's game. They're playing starting at noon tomorrow against West Virginia. Tailgating, 49 degrees, kickoff 59, 63 at halftime, and maybe 64 or 65 during the game. But it looks like a great, great day for football there. Excuse me. Okay, and then as far as the forecast for FC Cincinnati goes, we'll have it up here in just a second. For FC Cincinnati, we are talking about really nice weather on Saturday. It's MLS Cup playoffs at TQL Stadium. We're looking at 60 degrees for tailgating, 60 at kickoff, 58 at halftime, and then down to maybe 53 or 54 by the time the game ends. And again, nothing showing up on radar right now, so it's going to be a dry evening. Nothing coming our way. And I'm getting back down to the 7-day forecast here, and we'll load that and go to beyond the 7 days. So what you're going to see here with the 7-day forecast again is you're going to see that the weather stays pretty nice for this time of the year. Okay, all those temperatures are above normal. Look at those, 64, 63, 66, down to 59. Even 59 is warmer than normal Thursday. Here's beyond the 7-day forecast. We're talking about one day in the upper 30s, every other day in the 40s. High temperatures dip to 54 by the 21st, and you can see that the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st could all see some shower activity. And so again, we're entering a wet period. We've had showers earlier this week. We've got showers in the Sunday forecast, showers this Thursday, and then they come back again that Monday. So a wetter kind of pattern than we had over the summer. And here is what the 7-day plus looks like. Highs and lows. There are the normal high line, the normal low line. Notice the normal high by the time we get to the 21st of November is down to 51 degrees. Every one of the high temperatures between now and the 21st, warmer than normal. Every one of the low temperatures, warmer than normal, with the exception of tomorrow morning, which will be right at normal for this time of year. Okay, let me go back quickly and check and see what is going on Facebook, see if we have anything. No, nobody else there. I'm sure a few people kind of got discouraged when we weren't on for 3 days, but we're back. We're on, and let me give you the schedule for our live streaming shows. And you can get our live streaming shows on Facebook. You can get them on YouTube. Now on YouTube, they're also saved, so you can go back and look at it. Let's say you missed it, you can go back later in the day and look at it. You can get them on fox19.com. You can get them off of the Fox 19 First Alert Weather app. You can get these live streaming shows on our news app. You can go to our live streaming channel, and you'll see that on our apps and on the website is the 24/7 streaming channel. You can see it there. You can also get it on Apple TV. Now, I've got a TV with Apple TV built in, but if you have the type of Apple TV that's got the kind of square box, black box with round corners, you can get it there. You can get it on Roku TV, and I've probably forgotten something, but wherever you see our live streaming weather shows, you can get them at noon, Monday through Friday, at 7:15 p.m., Monday through Friday, at 10:15 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, and at 6 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And that's just a regular schedule. Of course, if we're into any kind of really disruptive weather, any kind of severe weather, we're also available as that happens. So our regular schedule is just like a newscast. We schedule it, but if something big comes up, we can go live at any time on any one of those platforms that I mentioned. So that's it. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself a nice night. Tomorrow we'll update what the Climate Prediction Center says for weeks 3 and 4, and that takes us out into My gosh, by now that will take us out to about the 10th of December, and we'll have a pretty good idea of when the models think the first snow may occur. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a nice evening, and I hope to see you tomorrow.